Hello, good evening. This is Mystic AF, where we explore and blend mysticism with 21st century leadership. My name is Keelan Siobhan Clark. And yesterday I was talking about vision and how important vision is. And today I want to take it another step farther and talk about one of my favorite leadership distinctions. And that is, if it's meant to be, it's up to who? Me and you. Said in the first person. So back yesterday, I was telling the story about how, I didn't really have a vision for my wedding. And then as soon as I got the vision, everything starts to come together. Like, I hired the photographer today, got on the phone with the florist and the wedding designer. And I was like, okay, I want this. And they created this beautiful thing. And it's awesome. And without that vision and without me just saying, this is what I want, then how can we create things? So I love that if it's meant to be, it's up to me, because it also integrates this amazing idea of responsibility. And this is where I think mysticism kind of supports here a little bit, because, and when I talk about mysticism, I'm really talking about the spiritual side, the energetic pieces of all of this. And when it comes to responsibility, there's a lot of different ways you can look at responsibility. But how I look at it personally, and this is how, when I went through transformational leadership and do that work, this is really the idea behind it. Not everyone subscribes to it, and that's fine. But there's this idea is that not only if it's meant to be, it's up to me, but I am responsible. So obviously, if I'm claiming if it's meant to be, it's up to me. If I, want to create a show, or I want to support, hundreds of clients, who's that up to? Well, it's up to me. It's up to me and my leadership. But taking it another step farther, I am responsible to create the steps to get me there. And what's been really interesting about my journey is that in the last 3 going on 4 years, I had the cosmic download to create a show, and the whole time I would kind of get attached to what it needed to look like. And I would fall out of my responsibility, and I'd get upset or victim-y. And then when I was back in my vision for liberation and empowerment, personally, my responsibility was then in alignment again, and movement happened. So when I talk about responsibility and I talk about we're responsible for everything, that really does mean everything we are experiencing, not only in our lives, but in the world at this time. And when I was introduced to this concept, and it's a very big discussion, so I'm not going to sit here and preach to you about it, but if anyone's interested, just message me and we'll talk about it. But when I was introduced to it, I loved it so much because it reminded me how connected we all are. And I always say this, we are energy. Money is energy. This whole wall behind me is energy. Wiley next to me is energy, right? And when we come from a place of responsibility, I can say I'm responsible for this wall. I'm responsible for the content I'm creating right now. And on the flip side of that, if you subscribe to this, it's also, you're responsible for it. You're actually evoking this information out of me right now as my viewer, as my listener. And I find that really cool, really kind of witchy and really cool. Because one of the other things I say to my clients is that if you have a story or a service or product on your heart, make a video and talk about it. Because as soon as you speak it into existence, it's casting a spell. And you don't know, you could be somebody's answered prayer. But it takes awareness of, if it's meant to be, it's up to me to create it. And it takes you, me, us, being responsible. So as I was video coaching, there are 2 camps of people for the most part, and we all fall into them. It's a different time. So it's wherever you are in your leadership, and sometimes they flip-flop. And one camp is, I am terrified of the camera and I haven't made any videos, or I am not making them consistently. So I'm not making videos. That's one camp. And then the second camp is I make videos, but I don't share them. So if you guys are relating to this, please drop in a laughing or a heart shape. But I'm talking about the two camps because really in our leadership and in our responsibility levels, you know, the people in the I'm terrified of the camera, I'm not making any videos, I would say that's a pretty low level of leadership because you're just kind of awakening to saying, I know I get to make videos, but I'm still not surrendering to that process, which isn't right or wrong, good or bad at all. It's just where you are, and that's fine. And then the second is just another level higher of your leadership, another level of responsibility that says, okay, I've made this, but I'm not willing to put myself out there and share it quite yet. Who is relating to this? I know some people are. And then, you know, the camps fall back and forth, right? Like sometimes we'll consistently make videos and then fall back. And I'm just using video because a lot of you guys follow me because of the video content. But really, you can use that in anything, like going to the gym. What level of responsibility are you at? You know, are you being a victim to the gym hours or your kids' class schedules or things like that, right? Or if it's meant to be, it's up to me to like get a six pack. You know, it's not up to my trainer. It's not up to Darren, right? It's up to me. Not that I'm really going to get a six pack. Maybe. I don't know. 100% possible. We'll talk about that soon. But I hope this is supporting somebody out there because several somebodies, because I think we spend a lot of time consciously and unconsciously looking for someone to save us, looking for answers that are outside of us. And as a coach, I remind my clients quite often that you have everything you need inside of you. It's really hard to do all of this alone, which is why we build communities and you hire people like coaches like myself to support you in going through it. But you really, truly have all of the answers or the ability to find the answers within you. So if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And I want you guys to say that 5 times. If you're watching this video, just say it out loud right now 5 times. And then drop in the comments what came up for you. Maybe you say it 10 times. Maybe you'll roll your eyes the first couple of times. But I want you to really, really feel it and let it flow into you, because when you start really feeling that and seeing the potential and the possibility and the all kinds of awesome stuff opens up. So that's what I have for you guys today. Please say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me at least 5 times, 10 times is even better. And then drop in the comments what came up for you. While you're at it, even if you're not watching me on YouTube, please go to the YouTube channel, Keelan Clark, and hit the subscribe button. It's a little bell. That's really going to support me. I went over 100 subscribers. I just haven't been paying attention to my YouTube, but if you guys could support, that will really be great. And also share this with somebody who might need to hear it. Maybe somebody is being a victim to their circumstances and they need to hear this message. They get to. So be generous, be a giver, share this. And until tomorrow, I love you guys. Have a great day.